Hi, I'm Marina and I'm here with Sac and Scroobius Pip.
Hello.
Hello.
So I just wanted to ask you, in angles you use props. Where did that come from? Because I find it really interesting.
I started off doing it with my, when I was doing that as a spoken word piece, and I just I like the idea because a lot of people's idea of spoken word is very static and dusty and kind of a reading from a sheet and really dull. So I thought I wanted to add more of a interaction with it and to really get across, because it's a story of different characters. So yeah, I wanted to try and get across that kind of here's the different characters, here's their emotions, and drag people into the story a bit more.
But when you put the child's hat on, it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. When I came up with the idea, I didn't have a massive beard, so now it's just a guy with a big beard putting on hats. So
yeah,
it's not as wonderful and artistic, but it seems to work. It's all right.
Where did the different characters come from? The ideas behind them?
It was a weird one. I mean, I wrote it when I was working in a record shop, and it's not about the security guard there or anything like that, but there was a security guard there called Keith. So it's kind of, it feels like it's based on, but it's exaggerations of people, and it was just, I had that idea. The first guy was called Mark, and I've got a mate called Mark who's got a little brother, so his little brother hasn't killed himself and Mark hasn't stabbed anyone, but you know, it was just, it's taking them, visualising people and then turning them into another character was kind of the idea behind it.
And all your lyrics are quite depressing, but they've got a really encouraging message at the same time.
Yeah, we try to.
Are you trying to, because it's kind of changed over time, do you feel now you're trying to be have more encouraging lyrics?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always been that kind of effect. I think the way I write is, it's about tackling subjects that maybe aren't talked about that much in music and things like that, but it's never with a negative slant, if you know what I mean. Things like Angles and Magician's Assistant, things like that, are talking about dark subjects, but they're just kind of highlighting them more than, yeah, I don't know, it's, with the newer album, there was more, I guess, taking even more of a positive spin on it, to make sure people know we're not just depressing for the sake of being depressing.
Really difficult line you tread between being positive and being preachy.
Yeah.
So just taking ideas and highlighting problems is a lot more enjoyable for everyone than someone just saying, don't do that, do this, don't touch that, put that down.
Yeah.
Well, which issues then are you most concerned with getting across to you?
It varies, I mean, all the time. It would often be just things I've read about and something that's hit through to me. The first album, there was a lot of stuff that it was things I'd had personal experiences with, or people close to me had personal experiences with. And the new album had like a song about spousal abuse, for example, and it was something that I'd read some stuff, and I ended up researching and talking to people about, and interviewing people, and trying to do subjects a justice, rather than just going, I'm going to write about something I know best, because it's, you know, it's not the case. It's serious stuff. So. And
you're in a place in which you can influence people, so.
Yeah, and it gets people, or people notice it, and kind of it's putting those subjects out there, and as small as it seems, as a little band like us doing that, if someone hears it and they've been in them situations, it makes them realise that other people are existing and experiencing that. So, yeah.
That's great. When you were growing up, what was the thing that you felt most strongly towards the cause, which, you know, whether it be, I don't know, alcohol or drugs or crime, if there was something that really hit you?
For me, I mean, it always varies. The first thing that I really was taking a stand against was the Coca Cola and Nestle stuff, because I saw a few live shows, people talking about their bad practice, and that was the first thing. I boycotted them, and I've not had Coke or Nestle for about over 10 years now.
You wouldn't like me though. I have to have a Coke every day.
A lot of people do, and it's that thing as well. Or whilst I don't, I'm never one to impose it upon others, kind of thing. That's my view, and I've read the facts, and I have my reasons for that. But I can also see why, particularly with a company like Coke, who are taking over half the companies now, and a lot of the companies they're taking over are still a very moral and good companies. They just happen to have money from Coke, so do you then boycott them as well? So it's a real tough line to walk through.
Why do you feel so anti-Coke?
Or Coca-Cola, there's a lot of things. In Colombia is just one of the examples. They've had a huge history of just having, obviously most big companies have a dark history of bad working conditions, things like that. But in Coke, because a lot of the company owners are ex-paramilitary and militia types.
Company owners in
Colombia, yeah. So in that particular area, so yeah, to specify that. But there's been cases where if anyone's been trying to get better workers' rights or better conditions, they're turning up dead or disappearing and things like that. It seems, and from watching people like Mark Thomas and other people who've actually been out there and witnessed all this, there have been times where, again, this is a slanderous thing to say, but if Coke want to sue me, that's fine. But it seems they have literally killed people to keep their product going and to keep their profit climbing. And it's in certain companies.
You shocked with some of the research you were doing?
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. There was some stunning stuff, and it's weird because they've tried to put Coca Cola on trial in America for it, but their argument has always been the separate national branches of Coke can only be tried in their own country. And because Colombia is a mess politically and government-wise, there's no one doing anything. It's ruled by the different paramilitaries and different companies, basically. So Coca-Cola in America would not stand trial for some of the stuff going on. And there's other things in like India and Africa, they'll turn up and build a bottling plant and dig down to get the water supply, which will then cut off the water supply to all the surrounding villages, and people will be dying there of starvation and dehydration and things like that. And it's like, it's all to make a few extra pence. And yeah, so that's my personal. Apparently there is a lot where they're changing and it's turning around, but there's for me, they'd have to have a good 50 years odd of turning things around and changing to even come close to wiping out some of the stuff they've done.
There's a really good website called knowmore.org.
Yeah, that's a great place to go.
Like know as in knowledge.
So KNOWMORE.org.
Yeah, I can't spell,
Sorry, just sing that in because they're online already.
Yeah,
hopefully.
but you
can
can
slip that into one of your songs.
Yeah.
Knowmore.org.
Yeah.
But they've started to do like breakdowns on the top 500 richest companies in the world, including Coke. So if you just go to Know More and look up the Coke entry, it is a very balanced view of what's good and bad about
It's great because it will
As
have.
a Coca Cola user, I will definitely check
Yeah,
that
you
out.
just
check it out and have a
Oh
look.
no, they're great.
It's fine.
Nestle at work, they kill babies.
Yes.
And just time for one last question. Do you prefer making people dance or spreading the message?
For me, it's obviously making people dance.
Yeah, I mean,
I just love that idea of the message sneaking in while they're
that's
having
it.
fun.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. It doesn't have to be a one or the other. I mean, our live shows, the main goal is to give them a good time and make it entertaining, but hopefully a bit of the message will get through that they can then either take in on the way home or have something to discuss on the way home and things like that, or get home and listen more clearly at what's being said and things like that. So the main aim of the live shows is definitely to give people enjoyment.
When you go out, you're meant to have a designated driver. Right, you should have a designated listener.
Yeah.
So one person
He'll pay attention and
friends
make
has to
notes.
pay, and then everyone else can have fun. And then on the way home, you can run through the ideas.
Yeah. So you know, you were dancing to that third song. It was actually about suicide. So probably not right to be dancing.
We did a gig last night, and it was horrific. We were playing a song, Magician's Assistant, which is really dark, and it's about self-harm. And I looked over my shoulder, and there was a girl that snuck onto stage with like fire poi things and doing like a really like spun out dancing.
There'd been a dance troupe on before us, so it was obviously the festival had kind of okayed her to get up and start dancing. It was like,
but it was just like the most
the
wrong time.
You've not realised this is a song about self-harm and suicide, and you're going, wee.
On all the other songs it would be fine, but that one song it was just like, oh my god. Yeah, she cried when we threw her off the stage. No, she didn't. She was
It's really funny.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to your set later today.
Should be
Cool.
fun.
Thank you so much. Really great to
Thanks.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.